Paulo Costantini is taking an impressive lead right out of the gate. Team Blue Star is zooming ahead, showing some serious speed. Katsushuk is close behind, looking to capitalize on any mistakes. Semihilmas isn't far back either, keeping up the pressure. This is shaping up to be quite the race. The gentleman is maintaining 6 in his Matra MS7, with Kamikaze 38 closely tailing him in the Techno PAS 68. The gap between them is fluctuating as they navigate through the corners. Meanwhile, Greninjab has successfully moved up to P12 after overtaking Sir Ironbot, who is now in P13, still in his Techno PAS 68. In a tight contest for P13, Sir Ironbot is under pressure from Maya in her Matra MS780. The two cars are close as they fight for position, with Maya looking for an opportunity to make her move. Neotexum has just executed an impressive move, overtaking 20 cars to secure first place. Renault 4 is also showing strong performance, having moved up by 21 positions to take second place. In an exciting turn, Neotexum has now overtaken Renault 4 to reclaim the lead and is currently in pole. Neotexum has significantly closed the gap to ISI 1212 by 8.3 seconds, indicating a strong performance in the latter part of this race. The pace is picking up as Neotexum continues to gain ground. Meanwhile, the rest of the field maintains their positions, with no major changes in the top 5 placements. The dynamic between Neotexum and ISI 1212 will be crucial in the final laps as Neotexum pushes forward. Welcome back, Aranjit. Party popper ready to rev up some fun and watch these AI racers zoom by. Let's go! Automobile dashing. Kamikaze 38 in the Techno PAS 68 is currently defending 7th position against Planetrain Nanofan, who's pushing hard in the Matra MS7. Kamikaze 38 is maintaining a tight line through the corners, while Planetrain Nanofan is looking for an opportunity to overtake. They just entered the first chicane, with Planetrain Nanofan attempting a late braking maneuver on the inside. Kamikaze 38 holds firm, but Planetrain Nanofan is managing to overlap slightly as they head into the next turn. This battle is heating up as they approach the straightaway. Kamikaze 38 accelerates out of the corner, but Planetrain Nanofan is right on the tail, drafting closely. The gap is minimal as they race towards the next braking zone. This could be a crucial moment for an overtake attempt. Duff Dad from Team Life for Speed has made a significant move, climbing rapidly through the field, and now holding pole after overtaking Polokostonine. Meanwhile, Maya has also shown impressive speed, moving up to P12 by overtaking Siringbot. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers push their limits. Rhinopt 4 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Neotexum by 12.6 seconds. The pace is quickening as Rhinopt 4 pushes forward. Overtakes are imminent if this trend continues. Meanwhile, Neotexum will need to find some extra speed to fend off the advancing Rhinopt 4. The race dynamics are shifting as we observe these two competitors. Sani Hilmas has advanced to Pfauer after successfully overtaking Suzanne Greenberg. In response, Suzanne Greenberg has reclaimed some ground, moving up to 5 by overtaking the gentleman. The gentleman from No Name Racing has then pushed his way to 6, overtaking Plantrin Animefan. Positions are shifting rapidly as the race progresses. Duff Dad is taking the lead right out of the gate. He's got a nice early advantage while Polokostonine is closely trailing. Kaltishuk seems to be holding steady in third. Let's see if he can make a move as they navigate through the first few turns. It's all about those tires and timing. The race is off to a thrilling start with Duff Dad taking an early lead. Polokostonine is hot on his heels, keeping the pressure on. Meanwhile, Kazashuk is trailing just a bit behind, but there's plenty of time left for him to make a move. It's anyone's game. Watch for bends and pit stops, those could shake things up. Kokibinity has made a significant move, advancing up to P13 after overtaking 10 cars. Meanwhile, Duff Dad is struggling with pace and has dropped back to 15, losing 8 positions. On the other hand, Dr. Marco XD has gained momentum, now in 7 after successfully overtaking Butchazero. Duff Dad from Team Life for Speed is rapidly closing the gap to Amy, now down to 600 seconds. Meanwhile, Issy 1212 from 212 from Team No Name Racing has successfully overtaken Amy, moving up to position 20. The dynamics are shifting as Duff Dad continues to gain ground on Amy. The race is off to an exciting start with Paul Kostanin from Team Blue Star leading the charge. Kasishuk is not far behind, keeping the pressure on him. Semih Yilmaz is in third, and it's a tight pack as they head into the first turn. Smooth maneuvers so far, but it's still early. Plenty of time for shuffling positions. Hey Rafael. Hearty Papa, welcome back to the race. Buckle up, because the AIs are revving up for some heart-pounding action. Let's see if they can outrun your excitement. Automobile dashing. Bushisera has successfully made a move into Seven, executing a clean overtake on Dr. Marco XDT80. This places Bushisera in a strong position, as the race dynamics continue to shift. Maya from Team Death Robots has taken the lead, moving into pole after successfully overtaking Paul Kostanin. In the battle for power, Semih Yilmaz and Suzanne Greenberg are closely contesting their positions, with neither driver showing signs of letting up. The dynamics in the midfield are heating up as they jockey for an advantageous line. Maya takes an early lead with some aggressive cornering. Paul Kostanin is right on her tail, trying to find a gap, while Kasishuk is holding steady in third. It's shaping up to be a battle early on as they zip around the track. And they're off. Paul Kostanin leaps out to an early lead, taking a smooth line through the first turn. Kasishuk is right on his tail, looks like he's strategizing for an inside pass. Meanwhile, Semih Yilmaz is hanging back but keeping close. He might be waiting for an opportunity to strike. The tension is building as they head into the next corner. Maya has encountered issues, dropping down to P20, losing 6 positions. Lord of the Jungle has made a notable advancement into P13 after successfully overtaking Grinningjeb, who in turn has moved up to 15 by getting past Est4 BZJ. The positions are shifting as the race continues. Neotexum has successfully moved up to P20, executing a clean overtake on Maya. The pace is picking up as the cars continue to jockey for position. V4L3 A has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Maya by 495.3 seconds. The positioning indicates that V4L3A is gaining momentum, and may attempt an overtake soon. Meanwhile, the other cars remain stable in their positions, with no major changes to the top 3. The race dynamics are shifting as V4L3 continues to close in. Bucciero is now in 6th after successfully overtaking Dr. Marco XDJ. Meanwhile, Dr. Marco XD has also made a move, advancing to 7th by overtaking Suzanne Greenberg. The positions are shifting quickly as the race progresses. Suzanne Greenberg is off to a flying start, holding the top position. Polo Costanin is closely tailing her, trying to keep the pressure on. Kazushuk is right behind in 3rd, ready to capitalize on any mistakes. It's an exciting beginning with those three already pushing the limits. Suzanne Greenberg takes an early lead, showing impressive control as she zooms past the first turn. Polo Costanin is right on her tail, keeping the pressure high. Kazushuk is not far behind, maintaining a steady pace. This is shaping up to be an exciting battle right from the get-go. Suzanne Greenberg has indeed struggled, dropping from her earlier position, and now sits at 11, after losing 7 positions. Renault 4 is gaining momentum, significantly closing the gap to Neo Texan by 590.3 seconds. Meanwhile, the gentleman has successfully moved up to Pafala, executing an overtake on Plain Train Animafa. Neo Texan is gaining on Suzanne Greenberg, with a gap reduction of 554.5 seconds. In the meantime, New Kembokum has advanced to position 16 after successfully overtaking Issy 1212. Izzy 1212 then moved up to position 17 by passing 13 Shinigami Daiti. The positions are shifting as the drivers continue to push hard. Neo Texan has advanced to position 18 after successfully overtaking Renault 4. Renault 4 then responded by moving up to position 19, passing Amy. In turn, Amy from Team Death Robots has made a move to reclaim position 20 by overtaking 13 Shinigami. The race is showing a lot of positional changes as drivers aim to gain ground. V403A is making significant progress, and has closed the gap to Suzanne Greenberg by 494.6 seconds. The positioning of these two is critical as V403 continues to gain ground. The race dynamics are shifting, and it will be interesting to see if V403 can execute an overtake in the upcoming laps. V4L3 has successfully moved up to P21, after executing a clean overtake on 13 Shinigami. The maneuver was precise, showcasing impressive acceleration as they navigated through the turn. The pack remains competitive behind them as the drivers jockey for position. Binity is indeed closing in on Suzanne Greenberg, reducing the gap significantly. The gentleman has made a successful overtake on Semi Homaz, moving up to third position. The race dynamics are shifting as Binity continues to apply pressure on Greenberg ahead. Binity has made a strong move, advancing to P22 after successfully overtaking 13 Shinigami. This gain demonstrates effective maneuvering and strategy, as Binity navigated through the field with precision. The battle for positions continues to intensify as the race progresses. Neo-Texan is gaining on Issy 12-12, reducing the gap to 2.1 seconds. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Raceouts has just executed a successful overtake on Speedster 42, moving into fourth position. The top three remain unchanged for now, with Hyperdrive still leading, followed closely by Turbotech and Drift King. The race dynamics are intensifying as drivers push their limits. Dr. Marco Lixday is currently in pole after an impressive move, overtaking 7 cars in quick succession, and just passing Paolo Costanin. Zerarenbot is gaining on Kamikaze 38, reducing the gap by 4 seconds. The racing dynamics are intensifying as the top positions shift. And they're off. Dr. Marco Lixday is taking the early lead, showing some impressive speed straight out of the gate. Paolo Costanin is right on his tail, looking to make a move in the next turn. Kasishok from Team S1 isn't far behind, keeping the pressure on. It's shaping up to be an exciting start. Let's see if anyone will take a risk and attempt an overtake soon. Dr. Marco XD has indeed encountered difficulties, dropping from his previous position and now running in P11. Meanwhile, Amy is on the move, significantly reducing the gap to Rhine at 4 by 591.5 seconds. The gentleman has successfully advanced to power after executing an overtake on Plain Train and Amy Fan, showcasing a strong performance. Kamikaze 38 has just taken the lead, moving up to Pone after overtaking 8 cars in a single push, with a key move on Paul Acosta 9. Meanwhile, Ision 1212 is making a strong climb, now in 16 after successfully overtaking Dr. Marco Gextedai. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as drivers jockey for position. Kamikaze 38 is off to a blazing start, pulling ahead right from the get-go. Paulo Costanin is hot on their heels, trying to stay in the slipstream, while Kazushuk is keeping a steady pace, looking for an opportunity to gain ground. It's a tight pack as they jockey for position around the first bend. Kamikaze 38 takes an early lead with some impressive cornering. Paulo Costanin is hot on their tail, not letting up for a second. Meanwhile, Kazushuk is trying to find their rhythm in third place, but they're going to need to catch up quickly if they want a shot at the top. The battle's just begun. Kamikaze 38 is off to an incredible start, taking the lead right away. Lord of the Jungle isn't too far behind, staying close in second, while Paulo Costanin holds strong in third. The tension is already building as they jostle for position on this twisty track. As the race kicks off, we've got Lord of the Jungle taking the lead. Talk about a wild start. Kamikaze 38 is hot on the tail from Team Wangun Midnight Runners, looking to unleash some swift moves. Right behind them is Paulo Costanin, making sure he stays within striking distance. The pace is electric. Run-up 4 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Neo-Texum of Team NAF Gum Kings by 589.8 seconds. Seme Hilmas has successfully moved into P3 after overtaking the Gentleman, who has now dropped to Plower. The Gentleman, however, managed to overtake Plain Train Anime Fan, and is currently in Flower. The dynamics are shifting rapidly in this segment of the race. Welcome back, Dexter Milanti. Party popper. We missed you more than a pit crew misses a badly timed tire change. Buckle up, we're in for a wild ride. Racing car dashing away. Greninja from team also No Name Racing is now in P11 after successfully overtaking SD4 BSG, who has dropped to P12 port. Century4 BSG has also made an overtake on Nukem, pushing Nukem down to P13-14. Meanwhile, Nukem executed an overtake on ISI 12-12, moving up to P13. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Currently, B4L3A is making significant progress, now only 498.8 seconds behind Kamikaze 38, indicating a strong push towards the front. Meanwhile, Amy has successfully overtaken Lord of the Jungle, moving up to position 17. This shift in positions showcases the dynamic nature of the race, as drivers jockey for better standings. Kokibininity is making significant progress, reducing the gap to B43A by 510.7 milliseconds. As they approach the final turn, Kokibininity is gaining momentum and looks poised for an overtaking maneuver. Meanwhile, the rest of the field maintains their positions with no major shifts in the leaderboard. The tension is building as Kokibininity inches closer to V443A, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Kasashuk has taken the lead, moving up to Pone after successfully overtaking Polokostanin. Polokostanin drops to P2 as they head into the next corner. Meanwhile, the battle for P3 is heating up, with Speedster 101 closely tailing Racing Fan 88. Speedster 101 is looking for an opportunity to make a move. Simihumas has made a significant move, overtaking 4 cars in quick succession, and now occupies P3 twice. Meanwhile, Greninja is also showing impressive speed, executing 6 overtakes to secure 6. In a different part of the track, Neotexum is closing in on ISI 12-12, reducing the gap by 570.7 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these drivers push their limits. Neotexum is making significant progress, reducing the gap to ISI 12-12 by 13.7 seconds, indicating a potential battle for position soon. Meanwhile, Winzerius Guy has taken over the lead, successfully overtaking Polokostanin, and now holds Pone. In the mid-pack, Bashazera has advanced to Pen after executing an overtake on Greninja, showing strong performance in the latter part of the race. Renault 4 has significantly closed the gap to Neo-Texan, now trailing by only 15.5 seconds. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, we see a fierce battle between car number 7 and car number 12, as they exchange positions multiple times on the last few laps. Car number 7 just executed a successful overtake, heading into turn 3, gaining valuable ground. In the front, Neo-Texan maintains consistent speed, but will need to be cautious with Renault 4's rapid approach. The dynamics are shifting, and the tension is palpable as the race continues. V43. It has narrowed the distance to Newcambacon, now just 2.1 seconds apart. This could set up for a potential overtake if V43 maintains this pace. Meanwhile, behind them, Turbo Surson is battling with Shadow Driver, with only half a second separating them as they approach a tight corner. The pressure is on. Koki Beninity has made significant progress, closing the gap to Renault 4 by 23.4 seconds. As they continue to race, we can see Koki Beninity's consistent pace starting to pay off. The dynamic between these two drivers could change quickly if Koki Benity maintains this momentum. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack is maintaining their positions with no major overtakes occurring at this moment. The race remains competitive as we look ahead to see if Koki Beninity can make a move on Renault 4. Neo-Texan from Team Nafgum Kings and Renault 4 are locked in an intense battle for 15th position. Both drivers are maintaining close proximity, with Neo-Texan attempting to hold off challenges. Meanwhile, V4L3 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Newcambacon by 2 seconds. This could set up a potential overtake if V43 continues at this pace. One serious guy has made an impressive move, climbing up to pole after overtaking 15 cars in quick succession. He has just passed Pauluka Asanin from Team Blue Star, who is now in P2. The race dynamics are shifting as Wu Serious Guy takes the lead, while the other competitors strategize for their next moves. Sirius Guy is gaining on Rhinopt 4, reducing the gap by 2.7 seconds in this segment of the track. The pace is picking up as Sirius Guy looks poised to make a move soon. In the meantime, the rest of the field is maintaining their positions, with no major incidents reported. It's shaping up to be an interesting battle for that position. As the race kicks off, Greninja takes the early lead, showing some impressive speed. Hot on his tail is Polokostaniang, just a fraction behind, trying to catch up. The gentleman isn't far off either, maintaining a solid position in third. It's already shaping up to be an exciting battle for those top spots. Neotexum is currently in fourth position, rapidly closing the gap to Amy in third by 580.1 seconds. The gentleman has successfully moved up to second position, after overtaking Semihumasut. Semihumas has also made a move, advancing to third by overtaking Greninja. The race is tightening up as these positions shift. Hey unspeaking person. Welcome back to the racetrack. We've missed your silence in the chaos. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. Racing car dashing away. Sirius Guy from No Name Racing is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Rhinopt 4 by 542.8 seconds. Meanwhile, Lukambokum is also gaining on Koki Binanati, cutting the distance down by 28.4 seconds. In position changes, Butchezero has successfully overtaken Est4 and BSI, moving up to 9th place. Neotexum has successfully moved up to P12 after overtaking Rhinopt 4 Tukal. Meanwhile, Amy from Team Death Robots is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Rhinopt 4 by 2 seconds as she continues to close in on that position. Sirius Guy has successfully moved into 15th position, after executing an overtake on Greninja. The maneuver was clean and showcased strong acceleration out of the previous corner. The battle for position continues as they navigate through the mid-pack. Rhinopt 4 has made a significant move, climbing from further back in the field to take first place after overtaking 13 cars. The maneuver to pass Polokostaniang was executed flawlessly, showcasing impressive speed and control. Rhinopt 4 now leads the race, setting the pace for the rest of the drivers. Koki Beninity and Nukemba Kun are currently engaged in a tight fight for 17th position. Koki Beninity has just made a move on the inside at turn 5, but Nukemba quickly counters on the exit, maintaining his line. They are side by side, heading into turn 6. It's a close contest. Koki Beninity seems to have the slight edge as they approach turn 7, but Nukemba is not giving up easily, staying right on his tail. The gap is narrowing again as they exit the corner, showcasing some impressive defensive driving from both. Meanwhile, ahead of them, the top 10 remain unchanged, with no overtakes occurring. The drivers are keeping their positions steady as they look to navigate traffic and maintain pace. Koki Beninity has gained a position, now in 16, after successfully overtaking Nukemba. This maneuver has pushed Nukemba down to 17, where he has just overtaken Granijib, moving him up to that position. The race continues with these shifts in placements. V4L3 has successfully moved up to P18 after executing a clean overtake on Granijib. The maneuver appeared smooth, showcasing strong acceleration out of the last corner. Meanwhile, the pack ahead remains tightly bunched as they navigate through the midsection of the track. Koki Beninity has just made a move on Nukemba, taking the inside line at turn 5. They are side by side as they approach turn 6. Koki Beninity is ahead by a nose, but Nukemba is not giving up easily. As they exit turn 6, Nukemba pulls ahead slightly, reclaiming 16. It's a close fight with both cars maintaining high speeds down the straight. Koki Beninity is right on Nukemba's tail, looking for another opportunity to overtake. Koki Beninity and Nukemba are currently engaged in a close battle for 16. They're trading positions back and forth, with Koki Beninity attempting an outside maneuver into the tight turn. Meanwhile, Nukemba is defending hard on the inside line. The gap is less than a second now as they approach the next corner. It's a tense duel as they exit the turn side by side, both pushing their cars to the limit. Koki Beninity and Nukemba Kamen are closely matched as they approach turn 3. Koki Beninity is slightly ahead, but Nukembokim is applying pressure from behind. As they exit turn 3, Nukembokim looks for an inside line going into turn 4. He dives in, but Koki Beninity holds his position, maintaining 16. The two cars are still side by side as they head onto the straightaway. Nukembokim manages to gain a bit of ground, pulling ahead slightly as they enter turn 5. Koki Beninity is not giving up though, and tries to counter on the outside. They're neck and neck through turn 5 and into turn 6. It's a tight battle, and both drivers are pushing their limits. No change in positions yet, but it's an intense fight for 16. The gap between the serious guy and Amy has decreased to 2.1 seconds as he intensifies his pace, demonstrating improved cornering speed through turns 3 and 4. Meanwhile, in the midfield, Car 7 executed a successful overtake on Car 5, moving up to 4th position. Car 3 is holding onto its lead, while Car 8 appears to be struggling with tire degradation, losing time on the straights. The dynamics are shifting as we enter the final laps. Positions are tightening across the board. Kazushuk has successfully moved up to 6 after overtaking Planet Train and Amifan. Meanwhile, Woon Serious Guy is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Amy by 2.1 seconds. The dynamics of the race are shifting quickly as positions tighten. Katsushok from Team S1 is closely tailing Planet Train and Amifan as they approach the hairpin turn at Sector 3. Katsushok tries to make a move on the inside but can't quite get the overlap needed. They exit the turn side by side, with Planet Train and Amifan maintaining a slight edge. As they head down the straight, Katsushok finds an opportunity and accelerates hard, pulling alongside Planet Train and Amifan. The two cars are neck and neck heading into the next corner. Katsushok takes the outside line, gaining momentum but struggling to complete the overtake as they both go wheel to wheel. Planetary Enemy Fan holds firm, defending the position well. They enter the next segment of the track still battling for 6, with Kazushuk looking for another chance to sit by as they head into the next set of corners. The tension is palpable as they continue their duel. The gentleman maintains his position in second place, with Semihomas directly challenging him for the spot. They are locked in a tight battle as they approach the next turn. Meanwhile, Issy 1212 is gaining ground on Set 4 and Bizier, reducing the gap to just 3.2 seconds, indicating a potential move in the coming laps. In another battle, V43A is also making progress, closing in on New Kemboken by 2.4 seconds. The pressure is building as these cars jockey for position. Haha, right? This race is getting intense. Who do you think will take the win? Feds has significantly closed the gap to Semihomas by 8.1 seconds, indicating a strong push. The positioning is becoming more competitive as Feds seems to be gaining momentum on the track. The race dynamics are shifting as Feds continues to chase down Semihomas. No overtakes yet, but the tension is building. Semihomas has made a significant move, advancing from C1 to P2 by overtaking 5 cars, including the gentleman. This shift positions Semihomas firmly in contention as the race progresses. The current leader remains ahead, but the dynamics have shifted with Semihomas' rapid ascent up the field. Koki Beninity from No Name Racing has significantly closed the gap to Semihomas, reducing it by 520.3 seconds in a short span. As we move forward, let's keep an eye on whether Koki Beninity can maintain this momentum and potentially overtake Semihomas in the upcoming laps. The dynamics between these two cars are becoming increasingly competitive. Vivo 03. A is currently at a distance of 2.1 seconds behind New Kemboken, steadily closing the gap. The pace is increasing as V4 Thream. It demonstrates consistent acceleration through the corners. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, we see Jetson overtaking Crypto, moving up to 6th position. Crypto appears to be struggling with tire wear, which may impact their performance in the coming laps. Up front, Nukenbocken maintains the lead, but will need to defend against the closing speed of V4 Thream A if they want to hold on to their position. Kokibininity and Nukenbocken are closely locked in a fight for 16th position. Kokibininity is currently ahead, but Nukenbocken is applying pressure from behind, looking for an opportunity to overtake. As they approach the final turn, Nukenbocken makes a move on the inside. They're side by side now, heading into the straight. It's going to be a tight finish for these two. Saint-Fourn BGA has made significant progress, now in 5 after overtaking Kasishute. The maneuver was executed skillfully, showcasing impressive speed and control. Currently, Saint-Fourn BGA is closing in on the next competitor ahead, intensifying the battle for positions. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack remains tightly grouped as they navigate the track. IC1212 has successfully maneuvered into P9 after a clean overtake on Saint-Fourn BGA from Team Still No Name Racing. The move was executed with precision, showcasing excellent acceleration out of the previous corner. As the race continues, we'll keep an eye on how both drivers adapt to the changing dynamics on the track. Amy has moved up to P11 after successfully overtaking Saint-Fourn BGA on the inside line. It appears she took advantage of a slight miscalculation from Saint-Fourn BGA, entering the turn. The field remains tightly packed, with several cars vying for position just ahead. Ken is currently held by a car that is maintaining a defensive line, creating opportunities for further overtakes in the next laps. Renault 4 has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Saint-Fourn BGA from Team Still No Name Racing. The current distance is now down to 541.2 seconds. The pursuit is intensifying as Renault 4 accelerates, showing strong pace in the latest sector. Meanwhile, Saint-Fourn BGA is maintaining a steady speed, but Renault 4's consistent gains suggest an upcoming challenge for position. The dynamics between these two are shifting as we move deeper into the race.
Now. now, say. Copy, copy.
Sergio Massa successfully advanced to 14, executing a clean overtake on 64 and Bizajai. The maneuver was precise, showcasing effective use of the racing line. Meanwhile, ST4 and Bizajai drops to 15 as the pack remains tightly contested. The gentleman continues to close the gap on Paulo Costa 9, now just 13.4 seconds behind. Meanwhile, Koki Binanity is struggling a bit, trailing ST4 and BSJ with a significant gap of 514.3 seconds. The race dynamic shows the gentleman gaining momentum, while Koki Binanity needs to find some speed to catch up. Feds has successfully moved into P3 after executing an overtake on Kazisha. Meanwhile, Gurfoil Threint A has gained a position as well, advancing to 15 by overtakings ST4 and BZJ. The race continues to see shifts in positions as drivers optimize their strategies. Neotexum has just executed a clean overtake on Izzy 1212, advancing to P9. Meanwhile, Nukenbakum has climbed to 16 after overtaking ST4 and Bijat Dioan. In a counter move, ST4 and Bigesh has regained some ground and moved up to 17 by overtaking V403 and AY. The positions are shifting rapidly as drivers jockey for position. Amy is currently in pursuit of Neotexum, having reduced the gap by 26.8 seconds. The positioning on the track shows Amy gaining ground, increasing her speed in the final sector. Meanwhile, Neotexum maintains a consistent pace but seems to be struggling with cornering slightly. Amy's strategy appears effective as she continues to close in. G0 and Sirironbot are currently engaged in a tight battle for 7th place, with G0 is holding a slight advantage, having just executed a clean overtake in the previous lap. Sirironbot is closely tailing, utilizing Slipstream to close the gap. The tension between them is palpable as they approach the final corner of the circuit, with Sir Ironbot aiming to make a move on the inside. They exit the corner almost side by side, but Butcher Zero maintains his position for now. It's shaping up to be a thrilling contest as they head down the straight. Yeah, authoring day. It is making significant progress, reducing the gap to S4 and BZ by 330 seconds. The distance between them is decreasing as V4 freeing. Continues to push hard. No overtakes yet, but the momentum is clearly shifting in V4 Del 3's favor. V4 Al-Freen has successfully moved up to 17, executing a clean overtake on Stetforn BZ Day. The maneuver was precise, showcasing strong acceleration out of the corner. The gap between V4 3A and the car ahead is now approximately 2 seconds. Renault 4 has significantly reduced the gap to Wazirius Sky by 3.1 seconds, demonstrating improved speed and cornering efficiency. Meanwhile, Wazirius Sky appears to be maintaining a steady pace, but will need to defend against Renault 4's advances. The dynamics of this battle are shifting as we approach the next set of turns. Zero is currently in 6th, closely followed by Butcher Zero. They are engaged in a tight battle, with Sir Ironbot utilizing the inside line to maintain position. Butcher Zero is attempting to draft behind and make an overtake on the straightaway. The gap between them is less than half a second as they approach the next corner. Sir Ironbot holds firm, but Butcher Zero is gaining ground. It's a strategic duel as they navigate through the turns. Let's see if Butcher Zero can find an opportunity to slip past Sir Ironbot. Feds in the Techno PAS 68 is currently holding off Kazishuk from Team S once in the Matra MS7, with P3 on the line. Theds is maintaining a narrow lead as they navigate the corners. Meanwhile, ISI 1212 and Neotexum are locked in a tight battle for P9, with both drivers pushing hard to gain an advantage. The dynamics between these pairs are intense, with strategic overtakes being attempted at every turn. Nukem Bochum is currently in pursuit of Koki Benignity, significantly reducing the gap by 28.1 seconds. The two cars are now within closer proximity as the race progresses. This could set the stage for a potential overtake if Nukem Bochum maintains this pace. Further down the track, the positions remain stable, but all eyes are on that battle for position between these two competitors. Theds and Kazushuk are currently locked in an intense battle for third place. Theds, piloting the Technopaz 68, is right on the tail of Kazushuk's Matra, Messeventane. They have been exchanging positions multiple times over the last lap, with Theds attempting to use the inside line at turn 5, but Kazushuk holds firm on the outside. As they approach the straight, Theds seems to have gained a slight advantage, edging closer to Kazushuk's rear wheel. It's a tight race as they head into the final sector, and it's clear that both drivers are pushing their machines to the limit.